Welcome back, child of God. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so sorry. I was recording the first video that I was speaking about contentions, and the video was cut off. I couldn't complete the video. So in this video, I'm completing the video that I was speaking about contentions, children of God. I said in the first video, God has revealed to me that there are contentions in families. In other words, the devil is projecting contention in families and marriages. So now in that video, I was busy explaining. So for you, Shana, for me to put it this way, for you to understand where I'm coming from, can you please listen the part one so that you can understand where I'm coming from, so that you can understand what I'm saying? Because now in this video, I want to continue so that my time, I'll be able to say a lot in this short space of time. So having said that, I was speaking about contention. So I say one of the things that called contentions, I speak in the first video, another point I was saying, I would say it was unforgiveness, child of God, but I've explained in the first video. Yes, I'm not going to dwell there so much. Having said that, when you get married, or in families, there'll be disagreements because you are not the same. We are tailored in different ways, so we have disagreements. But what makes it us to succeed in marriages and families is not because we are perfect, but it's because we know how to address our disagreements and all of that. But the thing is that if you are not healed, I said that if you're not healed, it's going to be difficult for you to address those matters that arises in relationships and all of that, because you see things based on in the lens of your wounds. So that is why it's important for you to heal. So let me get to the next point. The other point that I've also realized that raise contentions, unnecessary contention in marriage and all of that, is competition, children of God. The thing about, having said that, the marriage is God's structure so that to fulfill God's purpose and all of that. But now what I've realized in marriage is what we normally do, instead of complimenting each other, we compete with each other. Like we find that the wife wants the husband to be the way she is, which is not correct, children of God, because the very reason why God made you to be together in union is because you are different. So those differences, they are okay as long as they are balanced or they are put in right place. They are right, and they make this relationship to be whole because of those differences. But the moment you try to change other person to become like you, or you compare yourself with that person, it becomes wrong. Because remember, at the same time, when God created us, we have different gifts and all of that. So in other words, it doesn't mean that if the same gift that you have, your husband must have the same gifts, or your wife must have the same gift, because it's not whatever that God is intended to accomplish in this marriage is not going to succeed because you are the same. I normally say that if we can on this earth, if we can have all of us become doctors, who's going to take care of the other? Or the doctors also, there are other things that we need in life that will help us. It's not that we all need to be doctors, but a doctor must be, they must do their job, but the other professions also, they are needed in order to help us to live in successfully. That is why I also say, child of God, that it's also even important for us as children of God to pursue our purpose, because we are not called for same thing. So same apply in marriages. We cannot be the same, we'll be different. And maybe some like make an example, we find that maybe in partners, in the marriage, you find that the other part is, there's an area that he's good, or is is good, or and the part that one of the partner is good, the other partner is weak, so that they can help each other. Not to say that, why are you not like me? Why don't you do things the way I am doing them? Can you see now, child of God? So it becomes, now marriage becomes a place of complementing each other, and it achieves the plan of God, because we cannot be the same, or we cannot do the same thing. It's okay to be different. That's what I'm trying to say. So having said that, what causes us to be even envious is because you compare yourself with your spouse. You end up competing with your spouse, or you end up trying to change your spouse. You must understand that in the relationships, we don't have to change anybody. What happened in a relationship, we don't have to change anybody, but you must build each other. It is very important based on how God created that person. It seems even in terms when it comes to children, it's unfair. Like for instance, it's because to make children to take the career path that you like, or you see that it's fit for them. They are tailored in the way that they are, and the way they are tailored, that's how God wants them to function. So the moment you try to change them to become what you think is going to make them successfully, or what they are telling you, that I'm not saying that child of God, we don't have to guide our children and all of that, and even our spouse and all of that, but you don't have to mislead them or divert them, because the moment you make them to do something that they're not called to do, it's going to be difficult for them to do that, or they will do that thing just for you, not for them, and they're not going to succeed in life. Because what child of God makes us succeed is when we do what we are called to do, because it becomes easy. And not necessarily easy, because we are compassionate, we have compassion for that thing, so it makes us, it flows easy than something else. And when you do what God has called you to do, you don't compete yourself with anybody. You compare yourself with yourself, and it makes you to progress in life. So now, so it becomes difficult when you find somebody that they want to compare with you, we compete with you, or they want you to do things the way they do things. It becomes difficult. But if you help your spouse to become the best version of, because remember, even whatever that God has called you to do, you find that there's a time where what God has called you to do, there are beginnings, or the times whereby you are not flourishing in that area. Let me put it that way. You are not flourishing in that area. So now, if you don't have a person that can see or have an eye to see your gifts and talents and all of that, those people, they can divert you, because it's not working at that particular time, because maybe it is a planting season. They can divert your destiny, or they'll want you to become something that you are not, because it's not working, not understanding that season for you is a season whereby you are still planting. Because in life, there is a planting season and there's this harvest season. So what I'm trying to say, child of God, we need not to do that. We need to find out from God, what is it that. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to build each other. It's a place of building. It's not because now you are adults, now you have arrived, can you see? But you need to still continue to motivate each other, to show a person. Because having said that, the moment you show a person to do something that he likes or he was created to do, that person, he become excited and he flourish in that thing, because that's how God has created that person to be. So having said that, now we need to eliminate those unnecessary contention by looking at how do we not competing with our spouse, but being at best where we are, and help them to become what. Even if you don't help them, it's okay, but maybe, I don't know, but it becomes wrong when you try to change somebody else, a human being, because remember, that person has been created by God. And even the purpose of marriage and the family, God knows what is it that he wants to come out of that family. What I also realize, some of the things that God has called us to do, in most cases, we don't know what is it exactly that God wants us to do. What we know about our talents and the gifts and all of that, but we cannot point a finger saying this is what God wants me to do. We can't, because God moves you progressively towards your destiny. And then yes, and child of God, I want also to motivate the people that are single, that let them begin to heal. Let them heal, because the moment you heal those wounds, those traumas and all of that, what happens is that it helps you. In fact, what it's going to do is going to attract the person that God has called you to do. That is why you find that people at times, they get to wrong relationships, because were not the people that God intended them for them to have union with, or they married for wrong reasons, and then it makes it caused the marriage not to succeed. Yes, child of God. So we need not to compare with each other. Now, the other thing, child of God, is selfishness. Having said that, also what trauma does, it causes you to be selfish, to think for yourself, because you had to always think for yourself, because maybe you didn't get that love from other people, so you have to stand for yourself, or you become so selfish. You become so selfishness cannot sustain marriage, because marriage is about serving each other, child of God. It's not about you. I'm going to put it this way: marriage is not about one person, because it takes two people to make a marriage. And the family also, it's not about one person, it's all about all the people that are in the family, because even them, God consider them. Though God does not consider one person, he sees them, all of you guys, and he created us in his image, and he wants us to fulfill all of us of our destiny. And a home is a place whereby you can become what you want to be comfortable and without being yes. So I was just showing that child of God. And so when we focus on others, yes, and having said that, also what it does also, if we I said, why they seek the best, also we seek the best for the others. We need to seek for the best for the others, child of God. As we do that, it becomes we live in a harmonious family, in a peaceful family, because we are thinking of others. It is not about me, because if it's about me, it's become wrong, because now if it's about me, it doesn't matter what other people are feeling about what I'm saying. So I don't even care about that. It becomes malfunctional, because now if I want things to be about me and other people, I don't think about them, it's going to be difficult for them to be comfortable in that place, because everybody has to please me. Can you see now, child of God? But if we are taking care of each other, at the end of the day, there'll be harmony in the house, because everybody is going to be happy. It's not going to be one person that is happy. And then the other thing, child of God, we shift blame. What I've realized about life, and what I've learned about life, is that no matter you can be ill-treated, whatever thing can happen in your life that is negative, there's always something that you can do about the situation. Even if maybe it was not you that started whatever conflict and contention and all of that, out of that you can learn something. Out of that you can build yourself on that thing that is happening. Or what I also realized, child of God, is that when sometimes we have challenges in life, challenges, what they do, they are good at surfacing our weaknesses. I said also, I was just thinking that it takes two people to tangle, child of God, because if we are blaming other partner or whoever that we are blaming about the situation, it makes it difficult, it makes it wrong, because, child of God, as much as somebody else can start the whatever conflict, but from that, find out from that thing that what is it that you can learn, what is that you can do differently, child of God. Because what I've also realized, some of the things that the moment you do things differently, we can even influence other people. I used to tell my daughter, when he's complaining maybe that people are selfish and this and that, I said, no, the thing is that us complaining about what people are doing is not going to help us, because we cannot change them. We don't have power over them. But whatever situation that we are finding in self, whether it's unfair, that situation, when it's unfair, and you just tell yourself, what is it, God, that you want me to learn in this situation? What is it, God, you want me to change in order to influence? Remember, there's a video that I said, what I've realized about life is not what people are doing, it's how we respond, and what is it that you do based when things are like that, when things are not in our favor. So we need to, and that at the moment you think life in that way, anything that happened to you, you not see yourself as a victim. Because remember, child of God, also realize about God, some of the things that happen, I think the majority of the things that happen to us that are done by the devil, God used them to our advantage. That is why even Joseph was saying that you did it when their brothers they came to the place where he was to get some food. He said, he said to his brothers, you did it to harm me, but God used it Not that God wants people to abuse each other, no, but because that's how it is in the world. People, they'll have negative intentions about you without you knowing, or for no apparent reason. But now what God does, more especially when you take it, you become responsible for what is happening than blaming somebody else. And the other thing, what I've also realized, that the moment you keep on blaming other people, it's like you are giving your control to that person. You are giving your control to that person. You make that person as if he's the one that is holding your life. And that mindset, you keep on thinking that this is what, that is why you find other people, they'll say, oh, in this marriage, my time has been wasted. No. You want, okay, maybe things were unfavorable, but it doesn't mean that your time was wasted by somebody else, because you could have done differently, or you would have do something else in order for your time not to be wasted. While it was wasted, you are wasting it together with that person that was wasting it. So the thing is not about that your time has been wasted. What you can tell yourself is that, what is it that I've learned in this time? Having said that, it takes two to tangle. Even yourself, you are part of that. So for you, instead of blaming somebody or even blaming yourself, why did I stay in this marriage like this? Why did I allow this and this to happen? Blaming yourself, check what is it that you can learn from that thing, or find out what is it that you can do to change the way you look at things. Because what I've realized about life, child of God, the things that we're experiencing in life is the same thing. It happens to all of us. That is why Peter says the problems, the challenges, the problems that you are facing, they are same as you are facing the same challenges that your brothers are facing. The difference is how you respond to them. In other words, whatever that happened in your life, use it as something to teach you, or you have to change. And as you change, you will influence people that are around you to begin to change. Yo, my goodness. And then, yes, so now I want us, child of God, to learn about, yes, or I don't know whether maybe I must make another video for this one, because maybe I'll end up not finishing it, yes. And then, yes, let me do that. Let me see. It's still time. Yes. Let me conclude it this way, child of God. So what I'm trying to say, child of God, is now, just to conclude, is that we are speaking about contentions, because this is going to be contention part 2, contention in families and marriages. So those are the things that I'm saying, child of God, that it can help your marriage to be better. It can make you having good being able to live together with your family in peace. In peace, child of God, when you begin to use these tools, forgiving, I was saying forgiving and not comparing yourself with them and all of that is going to make it for you guys, but instead uplifting others. The other thing, child of God, that I've realized about uplifting others, what happened is that the moment you do that, it's like you I just wanted, if there's another, yes, it's finished. The moment you begin to uplift others, what happens is that you begin, it's like you don't focus on yourself. And when you serve others, God, the very same thing that you're doing for others, God will do it for you. Can you see now, child of God? And that idol, because remember, child of God, selfishness is idolatry, is making you a god. You say, so the moment it's like you are killing that, and then the moment you do that, then the unnecessary contentions and strife will be eliminated. Because I know at times people, you can do things for people, but people, they'll never be enough. What I've realized, the more you do things for people, the more they want from you. But once you understand that you are doing that, as much as they will do that, but you know that at the same time you are killing that idolatry within you. Yes, child of God, let me stop here. Remember, I said this was a continuation of the first video that I made about contentions in families and in marriages. So now, child of God, I'm going to do the next video. In that video, I'll speak about how to live a successful marriage. I will just give you pillars and few points as how to live a successful meaningful marriage and having a good families. Have good families, child of God. Yeah, thank you, child of God, for listening. Have a blessed day.